to be for kids to tell their story, too, if they've been sexually abused. Okay, let's keep this on, buddy. Got it. That's not for you. Oh, he's a dog. He's fine.
He's a dog. He's gonna do his dog thing.
So do you want to come out here? You got a lot going on there. This is Zach. He is a third-year law student at Georgia State University. So, this is a little bit of an unusual case. So we're going to let him have some exposure. I brought you more information. These are the jury instructions for the different degrees of murder. Just for you to take a look at, it's what the prosecutor has heard.
Okay.
So. Okay. Jethro. Yeah. You're hot. He needs a summer haircut. And I know.
Yep.
See, I know you used to have a dog, so.
Yeah. Several.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You can sit down. I sit down enough. Really.
You're like tired of sitting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I gotta go through the same rigmarole of Miranda rights.
Yep.
You understand you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You understand you have the right to an attorney.
Yep.
If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree with that, and you need to.
Yeah, I know. So Monday I filed that motion, and it's something that's almost filed in every one of these types of cases. It's not because I think that you're not competent.
Oh no, don't drink that. There's when they put that in, they didn't have it set up for drainage, so that water just sits stagnant.
Really?
Pretty gross.
Okay. Nice. So it's just something that's filed in almost every one of these cases. So I did call the center that does the analysis to find out when this could happen if the judge orders it on Tuesday. And they said that they could get it done in June, and then they would expedite the report, because usually it's 4 or 5 months before that gets done, and the proceedings are like suspended until that gets done.
Right.
So if the judge orders it, we'll get all that stuff shipped out like on Wednesday of next week to them, and they will call us and let us know when the date is scheduled, and then it'll be transported to Marquette for it. And it's I don't know how long they take. I've never been to watch one, so I think it takes like 6 hours or so. It's a while. They'll ask you about, because I'll send them the information that I have, and I don't have your hospitalization records from Indiana. In fact, we were looking at the stuff that we have today. We don't have anything from Indiana yet, except for maybe some of the audio and video. That's it. And Detective Ogden went back. He said that he was going to try and get that to us within the next week. Because I guess he's done in the homicide unit, so he has to get it done. So when we get it, we'll make copies of it and get it to you. Once that, all proceedings are suspended until we get a report back. Once we get the report back, it's 5 days, and we have to have a hearing within 5 days, and the judge will either determine that you're competent and you can stand trial, or you're not competent. And the bad thing is if they find you incompetent, then they usually put you in a state psych ward until they find you competent, which can be
up to 15 months.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a fun place to be. So that can take I think they're going to find you competent. I didn't think that you were incompetent, but like I said, I need to dot all my I's, cross all my T's, make sure it's correct. Then the next step would be the preliminary examination. That is a probable cause hearing. When I was representing people as a defense attorney, I would tell them, prosecutor has to show like 5% proof. It's a very minimal standard, but I have to show, number one, that a felony's been committed, number two, that you're the likely person to have committed it, and I have to show some evidence on each one of those charges that are listed. You have the right to waive that hearing if you want to really waive the hearing. That's entirely up to you. Once that report comes back, we have to have that hearing like in a very short period of time. It's usually scheduled within 21 days of the date of arraignment, so we already have it scheduled for June 6th, but if the judge grants that motion Tuesday, then that will get pushed back to some other day, uncertain. So if you want to have the preliminary examination, we can. Like I said, it's up to you. It's entirely your decision. Usually the prosecutor will only do it if they want to secure testimony. I have the opportunity to object to a waiver if a defendant wants to waive, but that's usually only done if I want to secure testimony because I think somebody's going to change their story or die, or, I don't know, if I'm unable to locate them. So that's usually why we preserve testimony at that time. And then the trial, and the Reagans, Chris's ex-wife and his boys, have the right to consult with me and give me input into what they want to occur as far as whether or not any plea offers are made. These types of cases, it's pretty rare that, in my experience, which is limited, it's pretty rare that they want to extend any type of plea offer. Just because, if it's their loved one and they have bad feelings about what happened, which I'm sure is understandable. So the question really that I have for you is, we can go through all this if you want to, and that's my job, and I'll do it. Or, you have the opportunity to plead if you want to plead. You're charged right now with open murder, so elements in order to actually plead. And when I talked to Mr. Lawrence, he does not think that the judge will accept a plea to first-degree murder, a guilty plea to first-degree murder, or any other murder charge. He thinks the judge will make us try it. I don't know that to be true, because the last time this came up, it was with a guy who was only 19 years old. He didn't have a lot of experience. He wasn't as sophisticated as you are. And there's always the economics of a trial. The judge may look at the economics of a jury trial and be like, well, if I have the opportunity to take this plea, I'm going to take it, because it does cost the county a lot of money. So, did he explain all that stuff to you?
He didn't, but I'm very resourceful.
I know.
It's easier to find in a book than have somebody who's tried one murder case explain to me what the procedure is.
Yeah.
You're on 4, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like I want to do another one, but if we have to, we can do it. That's what I get paid to do. So you have questions for me. Maybe I can answer them.
What do you guys want from me? Because I've given you guys pretty much everything you needed.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't think I left anything out.
No, there's still...
Other than saying that I killed him, which that will not come out.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know I haven't talked to the Reagans yet, what they're looking for. I anticipate they're looking probably for me to get the best that I can as far as a conviction, so that if you don't plead to something, to a first-degree murder trial, they're probably going to want me to try it. My expectations on all of these cases, I've had to try every single one. I've not had defendants come and say, well, this is where the body is, this is where this is. This is an unusual case. And granted, my experience isn't extensive, but just from talking to other prosecutors downstate too, this is somewhat unusual. The fact that you wanted to represent yourself is somewhat unusual. Not unheard of, but it's a little bit unusual.
Well, I took my chances with my own intelligence and my own knowledge of what I know about the legal system and criminal justice system and everything wrapped up, where I use somebody who's tried one murder case and doesn't really have a specialty in criminal cases. That's a gamble with my life.
Well, he actually does a lot of criminal cases.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff does. So, but it's your call. I've never been in your position, so I'm not even going to presume to second judge what you're doing at this point in time and your decisions. That's up to you.
And I'm going to have to do this a few times, so.
Yeah, probably. If you were to enter a plea, the process from that point on, and I talked to the DA down in Indiana as far as what they would do on their end. So the process from that point in time is you enter a plea, there's about a 30-day lag period between the time a plea is entered and the time the sentencing occurs. They do a pre-sentence investigation report, and the probation officer meets with you and discusses with you all sorts of things like, your family background and what your education level is, what kind of jobs you've had. They put all that in the report, and then the judge uses it to make a determination as to what the sentencing should be. On a first-degree murder charge, it's life without possibility of parole. On a second-degree murder charge, it's any term of life or any term of years. So it's up to, could be up to life. Generally, it's not. It's like a 25 to 80 or 25 to 60, something like that. So the sentencing happens about 30 days afterwards. After that, within 3 days, I would say you would get transported to Marquette, to the prison up in Marquette. The prison in Marquette then transports you to Jackson, I believe, and it's a little bit different for females. And we haven't had a female be convicted of this in our county, so they go to Jackson. It's usually a 6-month intake process, but there's only a 180-day window that Indiana has to get you once you're into the Department of Corrections system. So when I talked to the DA there, he's like, we will put in our request right away and get her transferred to Indiana. And they have to do like a writ of habeas corpus to get you out and take you down there. Yeah. And then that's their intent. Then, they would deal with their charges, however they would deal with them.
Now, they were supposed to have charges, it should be 16 days, I believe he said he would have it.
Was that this last meeting with?
No, it was a prior phone call I'd asked him.
Okay, and I don't have an update on that actually. I have not received anything from them saying that they actually charged you. Detective Ogden came to see me after he talked to you just this last time when he was personally here, and just he went over the interview a little bit with me, and then said he had to go back. So we didn't talk about the charges at that time. I can find that out for you and get that information to you, but I don't have the date.
Because Michigan does not do the death penalty. There's no bringing it back here.
No.
The point system for sentencing that doesn't even play a role in the question of that being brought in, correct?
Right. Yeah, here we're not a death penalty state. And in first degree murder, the scoring doesn't even count the scoring system that Michigan uses because it's mandatory life without parole. Right. There's a possibility too, if you went to trial, that maybe you wouldn't be found guilty of the charges that you're on. That's always a possibility. You never know what 12 jurors are going to do. And I know that. It's always a gamble whenever I walk into the courtroom on a trial.
And if I go to trial, I get to pick my jury.
You get to pick your jury, yeah. I didn't know if this was something where you really want to get this story out, because it's a very interesting case. People are going to be interested in it. They're already interested in it.
I've heard that word so many times.
Interested? Do you want a different word you want me to use?
That's the word I've heard.
Fascinated. They're fascinated by it.
That's true.
So, that's your call. You're driving the boat a little bit here, or driving the train, truck, whatever euphemism you want to use, as to what occurs next, because it's really your decision as to where you go. And you have time to think about it, you have time to look over the stuff, and we don't have to make that decision today. And just let me know what you want to do. I mean, I will do, Mr. Lawrence and I are going to do our best to give you the information that you need to
like updated resources. Most of them are 2012, 2013.
Right, and I don't have, the newest ones that I have he has the 2015 version in his office, and I have the 2016 version in my office. I think did I give you 2014 books?
No.
No?
2012, 2013.
All right, I'll see if I can find the 2014 ones. I'm not sure that I have them. I might have been giving them to a police agency because they don't have these books either.
No, I realize the glasses would probably be out.
Reading glasses?
After the bail hearing. I get that.
I didn't have a picture. Nice work.
I really didn't see that happening. That's what happens when I have nothing to do.
Well, I'm hoping we're keeping you busy with this stuff.
Now you are. They were giving me love stories again.
I did hear part of that conversation when you were talking to the detective on the phone about the love story books.
Yeah.
I actually went to my house to see if I had something else that was educational that you might enjoy rather than love stories.
Any articles, journal articles of anything that's not a love story. I mean, it's kind of, yeah.
And I really don't know what the jail's rules are either on what you're allowed to have.
I have to use crayons to write.
Okay. And highlighters? Do you get a highlighter?
I've used one. No, I would prefer to use a pencil. Because I'm resourceful, anything in that room could be worse than a pencil or a pen, in all honesty.
I don't know that I can do anything on that.
But
they are going to give you, though, they're going to give you access to that computer, and that will have word processing capabilities on it, so you'll be able to type all that stuff up too.
Okay.
That's my understanding. That was the last information I had, is that you were going to be hooked up to Westlaw, that you could go on and do whatever research you wanted to do, and that you would be having word processing capabilities, that you could draft any motions you wanted to draft, any responses, right? You know, if you need to send me a letter, or you want to call me, or whatever, I'm sure that they will make that happen.
Because at this point I refuse to use those crayons again. I wrote 2 letters with them, and that's the only time I'm going to use freaking crayons. Just can't do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably beyond my capabilities.
I understand. Now, as far as the glasses, I'm not even going to request glasses, but contacts, I do need to be able to see. I mean, you guys can check, my vision is not good. I get headaches all the time from multiple things, but the reading without being able to see a lot of it is definitely...
Did you mention that to the lieutenant?
I did. I mentioned it to... he hasn't really got back to me with anything.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, contacts that I'm going to make a weapon out of.
It's pretty hard if he works off the contact lenses.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm resourceful. I'm sure I can figure something out if I needed to. But like I said, sports, I mean, we don't really need to go there. But
what else do you need? And I could get you the updated materials, but since they're going to give you access to that stuff online.
Yeah, if I have access to it, I don't need to have the hard copies. That's
okay.
fine.
All right.
I just want to make sure I have the updated, because I know some things change,
Mm-hmm.
not very often. It seems like every 4 to 6 years, most of the dates.
Yeah. Trying to think if any of those, on the statutes it will say, like when you get online, you see that it'll give you the currentness of the statute right at the top of the page.
Yeah, and it's like that in the text too, so
yeah.
that I'm fine with.
Okay.
That's why I was asking what you are wanting from me. I'm sure you want to speed this up. I did not know there were 180 days.
That they have to pick you up.
Yeah.
Or the 100, you actually have 180 days too from the time you're incarcerated here. We have to bring you to trial. There may be some, that's why I called expedite the report, because that's a very short, for a trial of this magnitude, it's a very short period of time. If we were to try this case, I would imagine it would take 3 to 4 weeks. So, the last time it took us 2 weeks to get through about 30 witnesses. Some of them were expert witnesses that had me on the stand. Like it was a shaken baby type case of expert witnesses. We're on the stand a long time. That's probably not, we're gonna have a few expert witnesses, but probably not of that type.
And I've done a lot of research before I even got here.
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at everything. I'm here because...
Googled me, checked out all the past stuff, or?
No, I'm just resourceful. I'm here at my own will. Nobody turned me in. Nobody forced me.
I'm not sure that we would be here if you had not started talking.
Right. And,
I'm hopeful, but I'm not sure that we would be here.
I don't know. You would. Not a chance. With Jason gone, it's even more so. Not a chance.
Yeah, he was kind of a little bit of a weak link. He might have been able to be turned at some point.
From the start.
Yeah.
From the start. They didn't get that opportunity though.
Yeah. So.
Laura would have had him in 2 hours.
She sure would have died trying, I think.
2 hours. She had. Now my question was with the time. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's longer than I would have thought it would be. Now, if we go through this, I plead not guilty. If I am found guilty of any...
Did you notice that the judge didn't ask you?
Right.
He didn't ask you that at the arraignment. Like, all right, well, we're just going to assume not guilty for the moment.
Right. Well, usually if you don't say anything, it's automatically
Stand
not guilty.
yeah.
So
he didn't even ask you.
Right. Well, he must have known I was crappy from being in a box for 37 hours. Now, if I go through this, guilty or not guilty, what is the time? Well, it's not guilty, I already know, but as far as guilty on any of the charges, all of the charges, whatever it may be, what is the time to go back to Indiana?
Okay, so we have that 30-day period before you're sentenced, and then Indiana, once you hit the Department of Corrections, which would be like within 3 days after that 30-day period expires, so 33 days or
And
so.
that's 180 too? Or the 180?
No, like if you were, like, let's say you're found competent in June and we have a hearing at the end of June and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna plead guilty. We would then be looking at a sentencing date in July. You'd then be transported in July down to Jackson at some point in time. I would imagine by the end of July you'd be down in Jackson, and then Indiana could come get you at any point in time within that 180 days. I have no way of knowing whether it would be on the front end of that 180 days or on the back end. I would assume it would be on the front end because they have most of what they need down there is my understanding. So, you know, I don't know all of their case. I don't have all of the reports.
Along with the multiple motives, I mean.
Yeah, so I don't have all that stuff, but.
Everything in a nice little package from.
Did you want the death penalty? Is that what you're seeking?
I'm not gonna spend my life in jail. I'm gonna be 34 next month. I'm not gonna spend my life in jail. Not at all.
Well, when I talked to Ogden, he said that, you know, you have to have like some sort of aggravating circumstance to get to the death penalty.
Exactly.
I mean, we would have two between this one and Indiana, and Jason would have two, but are you gonna get there? You think so?
Shouldn't have a problem.
Okay. I mean, I know that they're looking at those other names that you gave them, but I don't know.
I haven't made anything easy though.
You never do.
I don't plan on it. I mean, why would I make it easy now?
Okay. There may be some guy from Minneapolis, a detective, called me and said that he wanted to talk. He was either going to come here himself or he was going to send one of the state police people here to talk to you. So that may end up happening in the near future. I'm not familiar with the guy's name in Indiana that he was talking about. So
I do not want to go to Minnesota.
Well, maybe you wouldn't have to.
I would have to go to Indiana first.
Yeah. I would say Indiana. I mean, Minnesota's not anywhere near. I don't think they're anywhere near charging anything. So
they wouldn't.
No, I'm pretty sure you'd be going into Indiana and then.
Only if I wanted to go to Minnesota would I go. So.
You'd have to say something probably to get there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not asking for much. I haven't asked for much. I've been very respectful of people. I don't plan on doing anything crazy here.
We've treated you respectfully, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have no complaints. Everybody's been good with me. I do shave with handcuffs, which is different, but hey, it's better not shaving. No, as far as, like I said, I've asked for small things. My medications, 4 weeks, no medications, they said, because they have 6 medications here that they stock, nothing more. So I told the nurse today that she can get my insurance information from the pharmacy down in Indiana and use it here. It's kind of awkward that I have to tell them to do that.
I don't know if they, again, the lieutenant deals with this stuff, so I don't know if they would. I mean, they have a contract with a service provider, and the service provider does X, Y, and Z, and that's it.
Well, she said she could go over to the pharmacy if I had insurance and do that. Well, I have insurance, not in Michigan though. But I'm not a resident in Michigan right now. I'm a resident for Indiana
Purposes.
So,
Alright.
and that can't be something that's denied.
Well, did you tell Becky this? The lieutenant? Okay.
Yeah, she had said something to him, so.
Okay. Alright, so I'll see these two.
Because after this, if there's any other charges or any other cases after this, Indiana still comes first?
If they file first, probably. Again, you know, we're dealing with Extradition Act, and I assume their case will come first because they filed first. Are you anticipating other states of being involved other than Michigan and Indiana?
Not before I get my Indiana charges.
Okay. I wouldn't think so either. But, now he mentioned one in Tennessee. When I talked to Ogden, he mentioned one in Tennessee, so it was
Union City.
Union City, okay. So contacts, medication, whatever.
I didn't get my keys in the bed.
I know, I wasn't able to make that happen.
And why is it that I can't smoke since I am different? I don't get an hour out of my cell like the rules of the jail go for the large muscles. I can walk around in here, but I'm not allowed a broom to clean the floor, which is kind of gross. I mean, it's not filthy, but
You are talking to the wrong person, girl.
but you guys are gonna need something before I will. My requests are small, yours will be large.
Well, you know, we all have a job to do, and we get paid the same whether you cooperate with us or whether you don't.
I understand.
I mean, and we're not, you know, you are treated a little bit differently because of your status, what you're charged with. But they are not going to want to set a precedent to treat you entirely different from everybody else. I mean, that's, you know, then everybody's going to be wanting to go out for a cigarette, everybody's going to be wanting pizza, everybody's going to be wanting to go show us where their evidence is. Especially people that we have strong cases on. They'll be like, all right, let's go.
You guys should have a pretty strong case, right?
Should. We'll see. There, you know, there's always holes in every case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I think I pretty much gave you everything you needed.
Yeah.
I just didn't wrap it up as a bow.
No, you didn't say the words I really wanted you to say, but
And
there's still time.
there is. Now you had said Monday on the phone. It is Tuesday for the 31st.
It's Tuesday.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
I
Definitely Tuesday.
don't get a calendar, but
Yeah.
pay attention to the dates. Rough day, buddy.
Well, I had my puppy downstairs and she was driving me crazy. But
Pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never mutilated animals. My husband did. I like animals.
Well, I thought you did, which is why I brought him up here. I can't bring you the pizza or the cigarettes, and they were supposed to bring you a pop. I know that. I don't know what they're doing. I'll make sure that they send that back in. I don't know why they did, because even the undersheriff said, well, I'm supposed to get her a Coke, I gotta bring that in. And then I don't know where they're at, so something must have come up.
Yeah, but I did just get this box of information. I'll go through that today.
Did they include in the box the discs?
No, he said Monday he would set me up with
This thick.
But it's stuff that I don't forget things.
Well, I know. So some of it you may just cruise through it and not be interesting at all to you. There were 3 or 4 discs, and I think we put that in the cover letter that either they didn't copyright or we didn't get them to burn correctly. So we're gonna have to go back and get them from Chief Rizzo.
Okay.
We'll get those to you along with the other stuff when we get it.
I had asked you to speak with her too. This is in regards to what they were going to be doing Monday. If they are still doing that.
Monday? What are they doing Monday?
You have no clue about it?
Well, she said she's gonna get some diapers. Is that supposed to happen on Monday?
That's what I was told.
Okay.
That's what I need to clarify. That is kind of important.
Yeah, she did. I sent her a text before I came here and said, "Is there anything you want me to ask Kelly?" And we'll just ask her if she needs to talk to me anymore. So if you need to talk to her, you can give her a call.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. I have plenty to keep me busy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Monday. She didn't tell me what day the divers were coming. Darusha, who was head of the dive team, did call me yesterday and said, "Does this have to happen before the preliminary exam? Because we have some things downstate that have to be addressed, like as soon as possible, and our resources are stretched, kind of thing." Then I said, "Well, no, it doesn't have to be before the preliminary exam."
No.
So I don't know. That's why it may not happen on Monday.
The only thing that diver-wise that you would maybe want would be Chris's phone. But you guys should have all the records just because of the dates.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Well,
think
she's
that's gonna
still
help.
looking for that bag that you were talking about.
That's what I'm talking. That would be what I was told was supposed to be on Monday. That was at Iowa.
Yeah. So I don't.
That's when you'll need something.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll contact you if they find that.
I was told they would.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have questions.
Lots of questions.
Yeah. So the diver guy said, "Well, we're not sure we can be there before the 6th."
I told them I would have dove in and got it.
So
Shackles and all.
yeah.
They frown upon it, I guess.
They do. I don't know why. They sent the dental records in, and to, I guess, the National Association of Missing, what was that name is, what does it stand for? National Association of Missing and Unidentified something.
Oh, from what I said.
Yeah, from the skull they sent the dental records in so that they could identify him by a forensic odontologist. So that
That was the first time I've seen a cadaver dog too. About pretty cool.
Yeah. I actually didn't ever seen it, so you get one up on me because I didn't go out there and never knew that.
Never seen something pretty cool.
Yeah.
Animals have an important task.
Yeah, they do. He's supposed to be a comfort dog, so. You know, we'll comfort Kelly. Yeah.
I don't get sad or anything like that. So
well, so this was interesting to me because I was, you know, you're interesting. I know you don't like that word. Interesting. What was the other word? Awesome.
That's what I said. Fascinating is what I've heard.
Okay. So when you were talking, I read your letters to your parents and your sister and your family members.
That was for them.
Yeah, I know. But you know, they collect all pieces of evidence and
Yep.
they turn it over to us. But you were talking about loving Chris and loving Jason. And I wondered if you, I mean, do you truly feel that, or is that just a learned, this is what I'm supposed to feel, so.
Most things are learned for me. I know that it would be love, at least for Chris, because there was pain that followed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I never felt.
Okay.
Which is kind of twisted for me.
Well, does love exist without pain,
Yeah.
right? Same coin.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's interesting. That word again. I'm going to take it out of my vocabulary and find something else for you.
Most people use the same word.
All right. Well, I didn't know. I was wondering about that.
But yeah, my biggest thing was the time lapse, you know, from one state to the other. Yeah, ultimately, any other state wants me, they're actually going to have to have my blessing on it, or we don't go. Or they can try.
Well, do you have any other questions for me? I can answer. I got contacts, medication. What was the? You wanted to know about the divers, which I'm still not sure on.
As far as, obviously I can't have a roommate even though I asked.
That's why I brought the dog, really. They won't let you keep the dog in here either, though, so.
they said I don't play well with others. I've been good though. I have no intentions of doing anything crazy. I'm not an impulsive person. That's most
More of a
people.
planner.
I plan most things. I'm very organized. Everything is deliberate. Even here.
I'm sure. All right.
And with it being a holiday weekend, you'll probably be out till Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay.
And then Tuesday, we'll see you in court Tuesday morning. And usually they do not do that on record. We have to make sure that the judge advises, and the judge is going to have to advise you every single court hearing of your right to have an attorney, every single one. So it's going to get a little old, but he has to do it. And
I may humor everybody and let him try number 2 for himself. I may even let him win it. I don't know. See how it goes. I need Indiana's charges though. I do.
I'll talk to them. I mean, they typically, you know, they don't have to rush either
I know.
until this case is done. I mean, or until we're close to being done.
But
Or unless the bond's modified, or you're, you know, by some magical scenario, you're able to post bond, or the judge reduces it to a level you can reach.
which anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
And as far as, you know,
I was actually a little surprised at the bond because it wasn't even what I asked for.
yeah. Well, I figured the judge would be not so lenient with me, so that makes it more interesting for me.
Yeah.
Originally, I didn't want to be an attorney.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you have a degree in psychology?
Psychology, yeah.
Bachelor of Science or Arts?
Arts.
Okay. And what was, did you have a minor? A minor? Did you have
Sociology, forensic science.
Okay. You know, this jail actually sits above my office. I'm not sure which part of the jail, but there have been times that my office has flooded because of those drains.
I mean, I did plumbing, in construction for years, and I'm just dumbfounded on how somebody overlooked the whole drainage thing.
Did you not want to go back and get your master's?
I didn't really want to do anything with it.
Just more for your own information?
Well, that, and I actually...
Self-diagnosis?
Yeah, I did volunteer work, so I helped abuse and mistreat kids.
Okay.
But yeah, Yeah, for now I'm gonna represent myself. I stand a better chance to do that on my own than somebody who hasn't really had that experience.
Have you been able to talk to your family?
I talked to my brother. I spoke to my mother. I sent a letter with Detective Ogden to comfort the family a little bit. That was solely for their purpose. I was just answering questions she wanted to answer. And
Do you care about your family?
my mom asked if I loved them. I answered that I did.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright. Well, you know, this case isn't, I mean, this case isn't tied up in pretty well, even though you gave us a lot of information. There's still ways that you can attack the case if you want to, so I'm, you know, ready. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I say that word.
People are my specialty.
Yeah, it'll be challenging, right? There's a better word, challenge. Good challenge is always.
But if we go with it and I don't plead guilty, it'll give you a chance for this to be an interesting one for you.
Would be. I always learn something from every case. And that's, you know, you don't grow as a person if you're not learning something.
Right.
So I do enjoy that.
Well, I heard the ones that you did you were very good at, so
I try. I also have to be prepared.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Gotta be prepared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
especially when you know your opponent's thought about every aspect.
I'm pretty sure that I don't know half of what is in your mind, so I only know what you let us know.
And that's a mess.
Yeah, well, we all have things in our head that we don't want others to see.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Do you have to go outside? Is that why you're panting? Maybe he's comforting me.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good boy. A good boy, aren't you? Yes. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, if they'll let me have a soda, that'd be great.
All right, I'll see what we can do about that. They did promise that, so I was a witness.
He might be gone already too.
Well, Tom, I think the undersheriff is here. I think he's here all day, so we can see if that we can make that happen.
You gonna stay and watch the show? Try.
Yeah, I'll be here. Well,
He'll be here because I think he's here until December if he doesn't get sick of us or he's got one more semester of school, so
Nice.
yeah.
Lots to memorize. No, I've got a question.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm trying to memorize the laws of your state. I realize a lot of them are old. Cloning people, 10 years, 10 years.
Is it really? I didn't know it was in the
Oh
books.
my gosh. Really, has anybody ever been even charged or accused of cloning somebody?
Not that I'm aware of, but maybe they thought, you know, with advances in medicine, we better be proactive.
I read that and yeah, I had to stop for a minute.
You may get contacted by the press. So that whatever you choose to do with that, that's your choice. We have ethical responsibilities. We can only say certain things.
Right.
But you may end up getting contacted by the press. That could occur. Somebody could be very enterprising and decide that they want to try and contact you.
I wish them luck.
They may sign up on the visitor's log on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, but I've already asked even that my family don't visit, so.
Did your mom want to come up?
No.
No.
Well, they did, but I
What are they going to do with your house?
I have no clue. I was originally going to donate it. I'd never lived there. No way.
Alright.
No clue.
Chris's family, if we go forward, does want to be at the next proceeding, so just let you know they'll probably be here.
The 2 boys and the ex.
Yeah, I would imagine it's not going to be at this Tuesday proceeding, but if we go through a preliminary examination, they want to attend.
And the preliminary was.
That's the one that was originally scheduled for June 6th. The judge grants the motion that will get moved.
Day after my birthday.
Your birthday, good. Okay.
You know,
Gemini, 2 sides, right?
That there is. Not for everybody though.
Okay.
You-
All right.
You enjoy the holiday weekend.
You too. You know, have a lot of material to go through.
I would
Probably take you less time than it'll take me because
everything I read I memorize for some reason.
you're lucky that way then.
Yeah, but I'm faulted in other ways.
We all have it.
Because empathy, I was kind of cursed with.
Cursed with having it or
Thank you for not having me talk to you through a door. I promise not to injure anybody, especially with the cuffs. I mean, especially pink cuffs.
I still brought Zach though, just in case. You know, I gotta be prepared.
Well, no, and I get that, but I'm not impulsive. I'm not.
Well, and I asked Ogden if there were any women on your list. No? All men?
Sorry.
Did he ask you if you were sexually abused?
Yes, he did. Yeah, and I was.
You were?
Mm-hmm. And I remember it from 18 months on. Okay. But I also remember how I've always thought too before that. So.
And you let that guy go?
He destroyed himself. I got to watch him destroy himself. Maybe that was more rewarding.
Might have been. Might have been.
He's miserable. Still alive, he's miserable. I couldn't offer more.
Do you think that had anything to do with why you are the way you are? Or do you think that was just like the way you were born?
I believe it was the way I was born. I don't think any of that would have changed me.
Environmental versus genetics argument.
Yeah. I think genetics wins out. Now I think learned behaviors. I think family plays a big role. I don't think I'd have any respect without my family.
Yeah.
I do have a good family. Very law-abiding, good, honest people, hardworking. We'll say that.
Will your brother come up here anyway?
I
think he'll just disregard and come.
I won't see him, so.
I mean, he'd come to the hearing, and then he'd just, see you in person.
Yeah, as far as they have a lot of questions, I'm not willing to answer for them. I'm trying to protect them as I always have.
If they call me, what do you want me to do with that?
Whatever you want.
Well, I mean, I can respect your wishes if you don't want to know certain things.
Well, the details, like I told Detective Ogden, would be nice to not share with them because they blame themselves for everything. And protecting them.
If we go through a hearing, some of that will come.
They're going to know it all.
Yeah.
And I get it. I do. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
So, but that's the reason for the notes, comfort them before the initial shock. Because
I thought you were going to go commit suicide. I thought that's what those notes were for, the original ones.
If I was going to do it.
I mean, you would have had it done, but could have had some fun before you did it. Too. You're going to put it off.
You never know. I asked for the death penalty.
Well, only you can get there. I can't do that for you. I mean, I can do my job and convict you as best I can.
Right.
So I did tell Jeff that I wouldn't be talking to you really about the details. So.
Well, and he already knows that I really don't listen to people. I've always done. I'm my own person. I always think on my own. Nobody tells me what to do. It's my life. Ultimately, regardless if I'm represented or not, it'd be the same way. He's, advised me.
I imagine you'd be a handful if you were represented.
Because I still want to run the show.
You would. You would.
Like I said, ultimately, it's my life.
Well, and ultimately, I mean, you're still behind the wheel in some of this, so what occurs over the next couple of months with this case. I mean, I will have some input, but there's going to be a lot that's still going to be up to you. You still have decisions to be made.
And I may have more questions for you, which they said anytime, just call, or they'll call.
Yeah.
And you can call. And my biggest thing is I wanted to talk to you to set it up, because he wanted to set it up, and I knew the nurse was coming by. And
well, I asked Jeff if I could just come over and talk to you, and then I mean, it's not really like I need to ask him, but I'm trying to, be protect your rights, protect myself as much as possible,
and Laura's done the same thing too, which I get it. That's cool.
I'm trying to be respectful of that, but
doing your job.
I just wanted to come talk to you in person, actually. I'm like, what? She doesn't want to talk to me? That's what they asked Jeff.
Yeah, no, I've talked to all the law enforcement. I've tried to cooperate with almost everything that's been asked of me. Almost everything. I've given you guys every piece of evidence that I can.
Well, and I'm sure you've given us stuff that we just don't understand yet. We haven't figured it out. So it's going to take us some time.
Detective Ogden did help start a lot of this, though.
Yeah. Now, have you talked to him since he left?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm not going to call
And then I don't know if it gets turned over to, I don't know the procedure from there, if it gets turned over to FBI because they have more resources.
Indiana's a little different. It's,
Well, I think once they get a hold of the case, they want to keep their case. I don't think they want to be turning it over to everybody.
yeah, Indiana's not gonna wanna give this one up.
So,
Especially even the charges that they already have.
yeah. Yeah, they won't get, I'm sure they won't get that up.
At least you don't have to try Jason.
Pardon?
At least you don't have to try Jason.
Yeah. One thing off my desk.
That would have been easy though.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Jason would have been easy.
You could have just thrown him under the bus and been fine.
Yeah, could have. Everybody's
That little twinge of consciousness?
self-preservation possibly.
Could be.
Everybody's seen outside of the house, nobody's seen inside.
Yeah.
He was the hurt animals growing up, abused animals. We still have dogs. I did threaten him about hurting my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the impulsive rage.
Made some weird statements to your brother. Your brother had said, so.
Yeah. Yeah. He's done a lot more impulsive things than me.
I really, you know, you do things that are unexpected. I expect you to go down the road of I'm the victim and, you know, the abused wife. It's hard to buy sitting in front of you right now, or sitting in front of you right now, but you could have gone down the road and you didn't quite.
There's a lot of roads.
Yeah.
Intelligent though.
Yeah. I
A
know.
little bit.
I know, you probably, I'm sure you throw something out there that I'm not expecting.
But I promise to keep it interesting for everybody.
That word.
Stick when I use it.
Okay.
You guys enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Nice.
We'll get you pop.
Seeing you. Yeah, thank you. Nice meeting you.
They call it soda in Indiana, or is it pop in Indiana?
I can't reach any farther.
Jethro.
Jethro.
Jethro, yeah.
Come here, buddy.
I don't know if it's like Jethro Tull or.
It must be the pink handcuffs. They freak me out too. Don't worry.
I think he's just popped.
It gets stuffy in here.
And it's a little humid.
This room's not bad because it's like 20 foot. It's actually exactly 20 foot. But all right, I'll close this up. You guys have a good holiday weekend.
You too. Thank you. Ready, John?